Okay, Herol.
Yes.
So you've got Anthony Joshua fighting Vladimir Klitschko
Yes.
next weekend. How do you think the fight will play out?
I think Vladimir Klitschko is going to try to come out and box it because he is a tall guy, and like whether he can take the ammunition what Josh is going to throw at him, I'm not too sure. I know he's strong, but it's going to be a tactical fight,
Right.
and Klitschko's got to move and jab and move.
Yeah.
But then again, Josh has got to hammer. When I say hammering, he's got to move himself and get into positions where he can corner him and throw his big shots.
That's right, yeah, I think you're exactly right. But I think what the problem Joshua will find is of the 18 opponents he's had so far, none of them would have had the ability in terms of movement and use of legs as Vladimir Klitschko has.
Yeah.
I think they've been for quite a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I think so as well. Although you could be watching films of him, but it's not the same as being in the same ring as him.
Yeah.
It can disrail you and nerve you up. But he's got to use his head and his hands, of course, to promote himself going forward. And move, when I say moving his head, moving his side to side and throwing some silly shots, body shots, head shots, all the way through. And he's got to keep throwing them. So he's got to be fit. Else he's not going to. He won't win. He's got to be fit. Got to be.
Right. Okay. I think the other aspect will probably be that Klitschko will actually do a lot of clinching.
Yes.
He used that to very good effect. And I think with Joshua, he may get frustrated.
Yeah, it can frustrate him that way. People do frustrate you. People hold on to you in a sense with the gloves on and pull your arms and attacking and holding on to that, pulling his head down.
Yeah.
But the ref, if it's a good ref, it can be in his favour as well, in Anthony's favour. So, you know, he'll be pulling him up saying that, don't do that, or give him warnings. Right. And the public warnings can go against you as well. And then you can lose your fight that way as well.
Sure. And I think quite a few people have said that it may have been a bit too early for Joshua. What do you think about that?
Too early, too late. It's like saying, then which point, what are you going to give him? Vladimir is still coming up in the rankings as well. He's done a lot, but they're both coming up. They're both exciting fighters in their own way. Yeah. So it's like saying it's going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be a good fight, tactical in a way, but it's going to be some bombs going as well. Right. On both boxers.
That's right. Also, I think they're both big heavyweights, and as you know, one punch can make all the difference.
Yes,
in heavyweight.
definitely.
But I think the experience that Vladimir Klitschko has, I think he will use that to good effect because when you've only had 18 fights, all of a sudden you're fighting someone who's had over 60. Yeah. I know Anthony Joshua is a very, he's very dedicated and a very hard worker. But I'm not sure if that will really be sufficient.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's like saying some of the fights I've had, I've jumped up the ladder. Yeah. So you jump too quick, and actually, I was just okay. That's fine. So it all depends on the mentality of Josh. In that sense, how he takes it. He says, "No, it's just another fight. It's a sparring session." Yeah. He takes it that way. He can go steamroll him over in that way. And then, but as long as he's working, hands working, feet working, head movement, and doesn't get caught himself, but he's throwing the bombs, then they say no, he's going to play sailing. Nothing ever plain sailing, but you can push him all the way, and you can stop him.
And I agree totally. I'm thinking of previously sort of similar situation when David Hay was up and coming, and he fought Carl Thompson.
Yeah, I think.
So there again, that was a classic sort of example of the up and coming young boxer against an experienced old pro. Yeah. And in that situation, Carl Thompson actually won. Yeah. And I felt at the time that was a bit too early for David Hay to fought Carl Thompson.
But that's the vitality of the boxers then. Yeah. And it's like saying being up and coming and young. Yeah. I've got it now, I'm going to do it. And as long as I do this and acting like a professional in the sense that I've grown an adult. And they do that. And if that can be done on that side, then he's going to come out victorious.
Right. Okay. So finally, I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your prediction,
I'm always on the spot. My prediction is a stoppage win my man.
Joshua.
Yeah, I think Joshua.
Joshua by stoppage.
Yeah, by stoppage. Yeah.
Well, I like Joshua to win. I really do. I think he's great for boxing. But my only concern is that up till now, he has never fought anyone like Klitschko.
No.
And I think people are placing too much importance on Klitschko's last performance.
Yeah.
Which really was something, it was like a one-off. I don't think you can really... It's better to have gauged Klitschko by his performance against Kubrat Pulev or Brian Jennings. He actually stopped Brian Jennings. Yeah. And I think that's probably more of an indication of what he's capable of. Yeah. So having said that, as I said, I like Joshua to win, but I think Klitschko will win.
Yeah, I'd say the capability, is mega, Vladimir, and it's like saying he's a good boxer, but I think he's going to be overwhelmed by Joshua's strength and accuracy of his punching and the power. So that's why I'm going for the stoppage in that way. But anything can happen in a fight. It does to anybody.
Okay, so on that point of agreement, thanks for your prediction.
No problem.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Okay.